We are sitting down here just as Monday Night Raw has ended, and I am getting word that our first guest is already good to go. I didn't think that we were going to get her after the way we saw the night end for her on Monday Night Raw, but the night is still young, I suppose, because Maxxine Dupri, I believe, is here with us as our first guest. There she is.
Oh, there you are.
On the Raw recap. First of
Hello.
all, Maxxine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. You'll have to excuse my voice. As I'm sure you saw, Becky choked me out about 7 times. So I'm not feeling my best, but let's not forget that was still a hometown win.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you couldn't have thought walking into this month that you would, at this point, have 2 victories over Becky Lynch. But whether you have a title or not, you officially have 2 victories in 2025 over Becky Lynch. Do you feel that even without the title, even with a beatdown after the match, do you still allow yourself that accomplishment?
Even the amount of pain that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Yes. And tonight was really special. It was emotional for me being out there and hearing the crowd and, being in my hometown. I spent a lot of time in this arena. So to be performing at that level with Becky Lynch, even though she can't follow a single rule apparently, and she stays on the run.
True.
That title I feel should be in better hands. But it doesn't matter because I'm going back to training harder and I'm going back to making sure that I'm in a place that I can beat her fair and square. I don't want to win by DQ. I want to win by pinning her shoulders down or by her tapping out.
What is your training? Let's go to your training. What has your training been like? Because I think during the first match with Becky Lynch, you shocked a lot of people who everywhere that I went, and the internet is always very, very nice, but they were specifically nice after this match because I think all of us, as much as we're Maxxine Dupri fans, not only was it the best match that you had up until that point in your career, but it was like heads and tails. All of a sudden, Maxxine Dupri and Becky Lynch are having match of the night. Did you know that was in you waiting to come out? Has there been an amount of training that we haven't seen go down?
I mean, there's definitely been a lot of training that I'm not posting or sharing. I'm in the dungeon. I'm training nonstop, whether I'm at the Performance Center, at Flatbacks, in the dungeon with Natty and TJ. I'm really making sure that I'm in a place that when I'm going head to head with a WrestleMania main eventer, that I can hold my own. And it's scary in there with her, she's extremely dangerous. As we saw tonight, there was a lot of hits and things that I was not expecting, but that's why I have to keep going back to the drawing board and just keep preparing myself for whatever she tries to pull out next.
I think that wrestling is like a really interesting business because there's a lot of things that you can do within wrestling. And if you've never wrestled matches before, there are other things that you can do to contribute to the television show to still be in the business. But clearly, and I think this has been the case for a long time, we saw this when Chad Gable was around too, that you have you are super focused and have been for a long time, apparently, on being really good in the ring. At what point did you go like, yeah, this is something that I want to be great at?
I want this really badly and I want to be great, and I think it's something I've always wanted, right? I've always wanted to be great. But then you have these moments where you come back and it's like, oh, I fell short and I wasn't great. And I don't want to feel that way ever again. So if that means that I need to be living in the ring until I can perform and come back and be proud of what I did, even tonight, I'm proud of myself for what I did in that ring. I'm proud of myself for how I held my own. But again, I want that title. I don't just want a DQ win, although I will celebrate a hometown win, don't get me wrong. But I want that Intercontinental Championship.
You're so hungry and focused on improving, but is there any part of you that takes a step back to really think of the magnitude of this moment. The fact that you're in your hometown, you're in the ring with the greatest female wrestler of all time. And it's really not just me saying that. A lot of people are saying it. Sports Illustrated it is saying it. ESPN is saying, I mean, I could go on and on, but do you really, back to the point, do you take the time to really celebrate that you're there in your hometown and doing this at the level that you're doing at? And the last match you had with Becky Lynch, there were "This is awesome" chants.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to know AJ Lee is not saying it. So let's
That's a
just
great point. That's
just
a
let's
great
just mark
point.
that. Um,
But a
tonight
lot of
when I
people
was,
are.
Not that many people.
mm,
Not that many people.
I mean,
Not
if
everyone.
if that's true, and I've now beat her twice, that makes Maxine look pretty good. But back to what you were saying,
That's a
most
great point.
importantly,
hmm
when I was in the ring tonight doing our championship intros, and she was, you know, introducing me from Sacramento, and my mom and dad were in the front row, and I'm being introduced by Lillian Garcia. It's like, you can't make this up. This is crazy. And it really made me emotional. It was like giving me goosebumps. And I was like, I could shed a tear, but if I do, then Becky will probably catch me slipping. So I need to stay locked in. But I did really feel it tonight. Tonight was one of those moments where it's like, this is all worth it.
Yeah, I've got to believe that it must be difficult in those moments, especially somebody like you that's worked so hard to be able to not only be in this moment, but know that you're ready for it. It's got to be very difficult to not take it all in, right? Because you can't. You still have to be Maxxine Dupri. You still have to be
Yeah.
ready. Like if you lose yourself in the introduction and then the match stinks because of it, well, now you've blown it. You
Yeah.
can't do that. You have to stay kind of in the zone. That must be very difficult. Is it?
I fear I've lost you.
Oh.
It broke up a little.
I was just saying that it must be very difficult to not allow yourself to fully be
Yeah.
overtaken by the moment and remember that you are still Maxxine Dupri and that the match needs to be good now.
Yeah. And I think like you're only as good as your last performance. And to your point, Megan, last week we had "This is awesome" chance. So I was nervous today. It's like I need to, I know that I did that, but I kind of shocked myself doing it. So I'm like, can I do it again? Can I perform at this level consistently? Um, but we're doing it. And I think that's the beauty of it is I get to take everyone on the ride with me. And, you know, I'm just a girl out here doing my best. And I feel very blessed to get to do it in my hometown.
One of the things that's so impressive about you to me is that you've earned the respect from everybody in the locker room. I mean, I hear Natty
Mhm.
talking about you on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, just praising the amount
Oh,
of work you put in. Like, we know you have such a close relationship with Chelsea Green. We
yeah.
know how big of a fan you were of Nikki Bella. But
Mm.
how difficult was it to earn the respect of all of these veterans that have not only accomplished so much, but have been doing this their entire lives?
Yeah, it's hard because Natty has given so much to this business, right? Like she's helped elevate so much talent. She's given her life to the WWE universe, and that's amazing. And I don't want to let her down. She's allowing me into the dungeon. She's helping me train. She's giving me so much guidance. She's texting me all day, making sure that I'm good and I'm ready to go. And then I'm sharing the locker room with Nikki Bella, who I've loved for years. And I don't want to embarrass her. I don't want to embarrass Chelsea, who's going to bat for me. These are all people that I look up to and I want to make them proud. So it just motivates me to work harder to earn their respect.
Speaking of making people proud and earning respect, mom and dad were also in the audience
Yeah.
tonight watching all of this go down. How much of the aggressive we saw the aggressive side of Mrs. and Mr. Dupree sitting there in the audience. How much of that aggressive side did you expect, and how much of it do you think was brought out because of the situation they were in?
I was nervous about them being ringside because, I'm their baby girl.
hmm
I knew it was gonna be hard for them to see it that up close. And Becky is a hard person to fight in that ring, she's tougher than probably anyone we have on the roster. She brings it harder than anyone we have on the roster, and being in the ring with her is scary. So I knew that that was going to be scary for my parents to see because it's scary for me to see it coming right at me. Um, but I hope I made them proud.
You live this, you breathe this so much so that at the bridal shower your mother threw for you this weekend in your hometown of Sacramento, there were TVs on in the background of your match last week
Yeah.
against Becky Lynch. I mean, even when you're having a bridal shower, you're still
Yeah.
watching film. How much does your family get into all of this?
We don't clock out around here. They love it. It was funny. I was with my best friends. They were there, and someone was asking them, like, is it crazy, like, what she's doing with her life? And both of them go, no, if you know her, it's not crazy at all. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, did you think when you got into professional wrestling, did you think that like this will just be what I'm doing today, or I'll just take a dip over here until I find what's next? Or did you realize kind of right away this is going to be my life?
I think both, right? It's like you sign and you're so excited and you're like, okay, I'm doing it. And then you're on the hamster wheel and you're doing your best. You're getting opportunities. You're trying to make the most of everything. And you're just, biting at whatever you can. But I'm at this place now where I've fallen so in love with this and it brings me so much joy. Whether I'm on Raw, on Netflix performing, which is insane, or if I'm in the dungeon learning and growing, whatever it is, it's like it fuels me. So I don't know. I don't know if there was like a special moment that it clicked that like this is all I can now eat, sleep, breathe, but it's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's where we're at right now. It's
Yeah, and
interesting.
I'm in it.
The whole time we've been talking to you, Megan hasn't brought this up. She must have forgotten, so I'll remind you
Thank
that
you.
last week, Megan attributed your victory to the cadence
This is
of
some
Jessica
gotcha
Carr.
journalism over here.
Megan had said that, and I would just tell you, just so we're all on the same page, I just don't want anybody to be in the dark. Megan had said
Yeah.
that she thought that there should be plural suspensions and fines doled out to Jessica Carr based on her officiating, and that the cadence was really the headline of what was going on last week. I'm paraphrasing, but I think it's all accurate. What would you say to somebody like Megan who had said that last week? She did say that.
I think that Jessica Carr is an amazing ref for a reason, and we should trust our faves.
I agree, but Megan didn't. What were you gonna say?
I have nothing.
Oh,
I don't
okay, that's
embarrass
weird.
you in front of Dom.
Yes, you do.
Well, not like that. You just threw me under the bus. Her cadence, it did increase. That's all. It just
All I
it
know
increased.
is that we're 2-1 right now. Maxxine is up.
Wow. Well, then clearly, I mean, this story has not yet been completed, and I think it is a wild thing. Like when you pay attention to the audience and you get that sense for what they want, there is this sort of desire that maybe it wasn't clear to everybody. Well, obviously, the next step here is Maxxine Dupri gets the Intercontinental Championship, but then you look at it, you see these matches, and I think that as this story has progressed, you're getting more and more people going, yeah, but what if? What if Maxxine was the one to take the Intercontinental Championship off of Becky Lynch? Like, what if we actually saw this moment? And I really do think that if you took the Intercontinental Championship off of Becky Lynch, it would be one of those all-time moments.
I mean, listen, I don't want anything handed to me. I'm grinding, I'm working. I want to beat her fair and square. But I will say, I'm a big vision board girl, and I had the Intercontinental Championship on my vision board that I made the end of December,
What?
for this year. And we're in October, so I think that I will continue to do exactly what I'm doing. I will train even harder because the next title shot I get, I'm coming for it.
This is it. It's Q4, and you've been manifesting.
Wow.
Here we
That's what I
go.
do.
Well, look, we will be here to witness it. Maxxine Dupri, thank you so much, even with
Thank you.
a hoarse voice, for making time for us, and
Always.
we can't wait to see where this journey goes. Thank you,
This
Maxxine.
is what happens when Becky gets hold of your throat.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel
Stay
great, but
clear.
this is the gig.
Honestly, it would
This
be
is
an
the
honor.
job. That's very nice for you to say. That's weird.
What if
It's weird.
Thank you, Maxxine.
Thank you, Maxxine.
Congrats on the
guys.
win.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I know that hurt you to say.
it did.